Hello everyone, welcome to my channel where we talk about the things we love like gaming, shows, and anime. So, what is one of your favorite things about Dragon Ball Z? I'm sure one of them has got to be the beam struggles. If so, make sure you hit a thumbs up already because these won't disappoint. Now, before we begin, I'd like to give a shout out to Andy Vu Thin, Rick Corn Fish Cake, that's a mouthful, Axel Quiroz, Pia, if that's how I'm saying it right, Pia McKillian, Brandon Tovar, Samuel Colazzo, Houdini's Gaming Center, and Megan Hughes. I hope you're all ready for some beam struggle action, because here we go, my fellow Scorpions. Number 10, Bardock vs. Chilled. So Bardock had his return to fame by coming back by fan popularity. The episode of Bardock may not have been an entertaining special, but it did give us Bardock finally as a Super Saiyan. I'm not sure whether that means he's stronger than Frieza, but it's the thought that counts. So Lord Chilled was the villain of this timeline, and luckily he looks a lot like Frieza, but shorter, wearing jammies. But that was enough to get Bardock's blood boiling so he can beat the shit out of Chilled's cocky ass. The beam struggle here may not have been epic, but Bardock had finally vanquished the Frost Demon after a long time of being dead. Number 9, Ginger vs. Goku. This was not the challenge for Goku as he was clearly stronger than Garlic Jr.'s henchman, but the fight was entertaining nonetheless. The beam struggle was not at all tough for Goku, and maybe things would have ended up differently if both Ginger and Nikki worked together. Nah, they would still lose. But they tried. Gotta give him prompts for trying rather than to run away. Like that other one that Piccolo faced. And to make it even better, Goku took down 2 opponents with 1 Ki Blast. Awesome. Number 8, Frieza vs. Goku. The fight between Goku and Frieza was one long-ass fight that felt like it took decades to finish. Even with the whole Namek is going to blow up in 5 minutes bullshit. But I gotta admit that it was starting to become more humorous towards the end, and after a long fight, Frieza was sliced to pieces by his own attack. And even after Goku spared his life and gave him some of his energy to live, Frieza couldn't take the fact that he lost, and he decided to use the strength that Goku gave him to try to finish him off. Of course, this did not work, but we were happy with the results. Number 7, Z Fighters vs. Hatchak. I really enjoyed this fight, all versions of it. The HD one may get straight to the point and ignore many of the elements that occurred in the original version, especially since that one has multiple ways to finish off Hatchak, but the best way they finished him off was when all the Z Fighters combined their strongest attack into one to take down Hatchak. Hatchak had one powerful attack that could easily knock out an opponent with it, so the struggle was fierce and very badass. An epic finish for an epic final boss. Number 6, Goku vs. Nappa. As you remember, Nappa completely dominated all the Z Fighters that stood against him, all except for Goku. When Nappa fought Goku, he couldn't lay a single hit on him, even when he used his break cannon right in front of his opponent. This was impressive as Goku quickly used the Kamehameha. I can only imagine how hard it must be for Nappa to perform a beam struggle with his mouth. Not the best place to take a hit. Number 5, Future Gohan vs. Androids 17 and 18. This one definitely beats many of the beam struggles on this list for many reasons. 1, Gohan had already fought the androids and lost an arm. 2, he took them on one last time and gave it all he had. 3, let's combine those 2 and mention the fact that he took on 2 androids at the same time and had a beam struggle against them, and succeeded in winning the beam struggle. It may not have lasted long like many of the ones we've seen, but it was badass to see him put up a major fight with only 1 arm against 2 androids at the same time. Number 4, Dr. Wheelo vs. Goku. I gotta admit that if you take out that one scene with Gohan dreaming and singing in the Spanish and Japanese version, then this movie would have possibly been a good one. There are more things that make this not so decent movie, but when the fight scenes come up, they are pretty good and entertaining. Now, the one moment that became one of the coolest parts of the movie was when Goku had to go Kaioken in order to win the beam struggle against Dr. Wheelo. Insane if you think about the fact that Dr. Wheelo put up a fight against Goku Kaioken. That means that Dr. Wheelo could take down Cybermen's, Raditz, maybe even Nappa. Maybe. Number 3. Broly vs. Gohan, Goten, and Goku. I think that if this was a part of the saga, it might have gone on for like quite a few episodes. I'm sure they would have come up with a good reason to bring Goku to help with the beam struggle instead of Goten wishing in his thoughts that he wishes his dad were there. But anyways, what makes this beam struggle amazing is that Broly did not even try to make a powerful ki special. He simply used a small portion of his power to create this massive ki blast. And the fact that 3 Saiyans working together wasn't changing the outcome was pretty insane. But it would have made it to number 2 if it weren't for that silly excuse of Trunks' small ki blast interrupting Broly's attack. That's weak. Number 2. Vegeta vs. Goku. We all remember this epic beam struggle, and it had to be number 2 on the list. The rivalry between Goku and Vegeta has been going on for a very long time. So long that it's still going on in Dragon Ball Super. But even though Vegeta got his rematch in the Buu Saga, this fight was the best, and the beam struggle was intense. I was actually glad that Vegeta was still alive after that because I wanted to see more action between these 2 fighters. Number 1. Cell vs. Gohan Super Saiyan 2. The moment Cell came back after self-destructing was a moment that probably disappointed most of us. I remember I was very upset seeing him come back stronger and in his perfect form and with the ability to use instant transmission. That just pissed me off the most. I thought of it more as a cheap way to bring him back because Piccolo's healing ability is not enough to bring a Namekian back as long as their core remains. I can understand Majin Buu coming back, but Cell? Unless he had Majin Buu cells. But anyways, who can forget this amazing beam struggle? It has got to be the best beam struggle in the entire series. Especially towards the end where the Z fighters lend their help to try and weaken Cell with their ki blasts. But the best part was when Vegeta attacked Cell with his Big Bang attack. That's when things got even badass and worse for Cell because it became the perfect opportunity for Gohan to go all out and put an end to Cell. And that's it for the top 10 list. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If so, put a thumbs up. And if there are any other videos you would love to request, please let me know in the comments. Also, if you want a shout out, a video request, or you want to ask me a question for the next Q&A video, I strongly recommend you post it on my Facebook page. And if you want to see more of my videos, be sure to hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out a lot. And I'll be sure to let you know when I post up more videos. This is Score saying, have an awesome day.